It's been a couple weeks in a row now that Coach Dykes has brought you up almost unprompted in this press conference to talk about how hard you work, how present you are, and the leadership role that you're stepping into. How much does that mean, hearing that from your head coach, knowing that you haven't been on campus very long?
Yeah, it always means a lot, especially coming from the head coach. He's obviously the one that runs the whole operation. So definitely coming from Coach Dykes, it means a lot. Just seeing the hard work day in, day out. Before practice, after practice, just everything. So yeah, coming from the man on top definitely means a lot.
What did you see from Chandler going from game 1 to game 2?
Definitely his confidence. The first game, it was just kind of hard to prepare for Colorado. You didn't know. It was hard to, what do you watch? Do you watch Colorado from last year? Do you watch Jackson State? Like, what do you kind of watch? So it was just kind of like a lot of stuff was thrown at us that we didn't expect. Just getting his confidence, which he didn't play bad against Colorado at all. But, last week, like Coach was saying, he went 27 for 30, I'm pretty sure, passing. The other three were, 2 of them were drops, and the other one I think was maybe an overthrow. But besides that, he really almost threw a perfect game out there. So yeah, definitely his confidence has just skyrocketed.
What are some of the things that you guys as receivers still need to improve on?
There's gonna be stuff to improve on first week and week 15. I would say just like this stuff, just like timing. We have 8, 9 guys that play on Saturdays, and every one of them is different. You have small, quick, you have bigger, you have faster, stronger. So like it's just about getting that timing with every receiver, because like I said, it's so different from receiver to receiver. We have 8, 9 guys that play week in, week out.
You've been kind of all over the offense. How much have you just kind of been enjoying how Coach Browse has kind of been using you so far?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I feel like that's what I kind of thrive at that position, just kind of moving all over the ball, playing a little bit of tight end, slot receiver, sometimes to the boundary, and that's kind of what I did my freshman year. When I had a pretty good season. So getting me back in that role, I've really enjoyed. And that's kind of what I'm hoping. Hopefully, whenever I make that next level, to kind of do those same things, just kind of move around the ball and make myself as useful as possible.
Was it a given that you were going to go to LSU coming out of high school? Obviously family ties and everything. Did you think about other places?
TCU was actually a place I was thinking about pretty heavily coming out of high school, because one of my best friends, Walker Howard, who eventually committed to LSU too, we talked about it. He really liked it a lot up here. So whenever they offered me, there was definitely thoughts about this. But I would say, but whenever I got that call, yeah, it was pretty set in stone.
How did your family and friends react when you broke the news that you were going to leave LSU?
I think they know I'm a fighter, and I'll fight to the end, no matter the circumstance or what happens. And I think the people close to me, my immediate family and my friends, they knew the reasons I was leaving. And so it wasn't just I want, like some people hop in the portal, because they want to get paid more, or like different things like that. But for me, it was just all about opportunity. I felt just like I wasn't being utilized and used the way I was my freshman year. Going into my sophomore year, we got a new staff, and they brought in some of their guys and just different things like that. But yeah, no, like I said, my immediate family, people like that, they knew the reasons, and they supported me. They supported me through it.
Did anybody say anything ugly ever?
Oh yeah, of course. People are always saying ugly things in this world. It doesn't matter if you're doing a good or a bad thing. People, you're gonna have people that say good things, gonna have people that say bad things. So you just gotta, keep the important thing, and not worry much about other people's opinions.
You talked a little bit about the versatility of the wide receiver room, but what's the camaraderie like when you guys know that you're all kind of working to get the same reps?
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, it just pushes everybody. Like, everybody's getting better. And like we've already kind of talked about, the first 3 guys in, you don't really notice a difference whenever it's the second 3 and then the third 3. Like, it's just kind of all like, it's a bunch of ones rotating in one after the other. So like, now at the end of the day, it just makes everybody better. Everybody's trying to get that number 1 spot, trying to get those targets, trying to get those yards. So it's just making everybody, iron sharpens iron. So everybody's out there working hard, trying to get better.
Who's the high energy guy on offense? Because I'll admit, it might be you. Who do you think it is?
There's probably a couple. I feel like it really depends on what's going on. You know, usually the person with the high energy is, you know, the guy that's kind of making the most noise, whether that be the QB, like y'all said, Chandler making a big run and getting everybody hyped up, offensive lineman, big pancake block, receiver making a big time catch. But no, definitely I feel like one of my strengths is like bringing that energy. I feel like that's kind of like one of the things I like to do is get the team up and going. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad play, always the next one in front of us to go out and get. But yeah, definitely that energy, because energy rides a long way. You know, energy can provide a lot of things.
Who's got the best hands in the group?
The best hands? We have a lot of good hands. We have a lot of really good hands on the team.
Chandler says he has the best hands on the team. Is that true?
In the quarterback room.
Is this the best you felt in a long time?
For sure. Yeah, 100%. Coach Kaz and the strength staff, medical staff, or the athletic trainers, they've all done a great job just about keeping our bodies healthy week in, week out, making sure we get enough recovery, just making sure we're all doing the right things. And the cool thing about it is it's kind of personalized person to person. So, you know, if it's somebody's dealing with a shoulder, arm, or, you know, an ankle, calf, knee, whatever it is, you know, they'll kind of help you out and mold what needs to be molded to you to make sure you're good for Saturday, because practice is the most important thing, obviously, but, you know, the games is whenever you make your money. So coach will obviously make sure he has his guys ready for Saturdays.
Is there anything that stands out about their secondary? I know they forced a lot of takeaways so far these first 2 games.
Yeah, no, our secondary, you know, obviously at the old spot, we're known for having a really good secondary, you know, usually all the time, and these guys are right there, like, they're really good players. They're fast, strong, they know the game. The defensive coaches do a really good job. Coach Gillespie, Coach Buck, Coach G.
I meant Houston secondary. My bad.
I thought you were talking about our secondary. Yeah, no, Houston secondary, same thing. They're a fast group. You know, they're going to be in position. They're going to run to the ball. And their whole secondary, they might not be the biggest, but they can all run for sure. So that means, you know, even if they're out of position a little bit, they'll be able to get back right where they need to be. So I feel like their speed kind of is kind of what like balances them out.
Anything else for